If you've been watching my videos for a while, then you'll know that I have recently activated my library card, and this time I went and I got a bit carried away with the amount of books that I borrowed. My local libraries allow you a 3-week timeline to read the books that you borrow. So I've got a lot of reading to do. I can renew them if necessary. I can renew them twice, so it's not the end of the world. But I have 7 books here to talk about, and I should probably get started. The first one is one that I've already mentioned, I assume, in my November wrap-up. That is The Child by Fiona Barton. She wrote The Widow. It's based around the story of a newborn baby's skeleton being dug up by a building team or crew, and the reporter from The Widow wants to investigate the story and kind of bring it to light and find out who buried the baby there and why it was buried. The next one is another adult thriller, and that is Behind Her Eyes by Pinborough. This one has been quite hyped up on BookTube. Some people have said that they hated it and they don't like Pinborough's books or her writing, but this is said to be her best one. I'm not really sure what it's about, I just picked it up because I had heard of it. As far as I can tell from the back, which I skim read, it's about a woman called Louise who meets a guy called David, and they start a thing, but he has a wife. John Connolly says it's the most unsettling thriller of the year, so we'll see about that. Then we have Nod by Adrian Barnes, and I'm pretty sure the cover is different now. I'm not sure if this is like a self-published book or edition, but I'm pretty sure that a bigger publisher picked this up and now it's entirely different. But anyway, this is set in the real world where no one can sleep apart from a few children, and so everyone starts going into panic mode because obviously you need to sleep to be able to function, and they, I guess, have 4 weeks to solve this issue before the body starts to shut down. It's a really short book, and if I haven't read it already, then I imagine I'm going to fly through it if it's any good, because it's not very long at all. The next one is one that I'm so excited for because I've heard so much about it. I actually put it on my birthday wish list, but then I saw it at the library, so I took it off. And that is Jade City by Fonda. This is an adult fantasy. In this world, people use jade, as in the stone, to enhance their speed and strength. So this entire society is kind of set around jade. I think in this book there's some sort of clan war going on, and it sounds really, really good, and there's also a map. Who doesn't love a book with a good map? The next book I picked up is one that I was going to pick up at the bookshop because it was half price, but then I looked it up and I saw that it was at the library, so I'm quite glad that I didn't. This one is The Swimming Pool by Louise Candlish. I think this is another adult thriller. I'm not entirely sure what it's about. I just know that this woman called Natalie joins a new friendship group of like fancy people, and it all seems too good to be true. The next one is another one that I'm so excited for, and I hope by the time this video goes up I will have already read it, and that is American War by Omar Akkad. I've had my eye on this book for years, since before it first came out. It's kind of an almost apocalyptic book. It's set in or just after 2074, which is when the Second American Civil War breaks out, and it's about a young girl called Sarah whose father is killed, or maybe just dies, and Sarah and her family are sent to a camp, which is meant to be a camp for like displaced people. And I think it sounds incredible, and I've not really heard anyone on BookTube talk about it, so I was really glad to find it in the library. And finally, the last book I picked up is one that has been going around BookTube for the past year, and everyone has been loving it. I actually have no idea what it's about. I'm going to have to go in blind because I've got no clue. And that one is Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail, Honeyman. Like I said, no idea what this is about. Everyone has just been loving it. It's almost as popular, maybe not almost, as The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I want to get to this one soon so that I know what everyone's talking about. So these are all the books I got at the library, and I just hope I can get to them before I have to return them because I'm really excited about all of them. And hopefully this also means that I won't be neglecting my own TBR, because I also need to read 15 of those books because Quill has challenged me to. So wish me luck. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll speak to you in my next video. Bye!